Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Murray and I'm the Assistant Dean for University Advising Services at Florida Atlantic University. I was asked to do a little mini video on behalf of Positive Pathways and was asked to reflect on the question, what is appreciative advising and why is it important when working with students from foster care and homeless? So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So of course, the first question is, what is appreciative advising? And so in a nutshell, this is the model. And there are 6 phases, and these are phases that we work with advisors, different administrators around campus, with student advocates, and actually with foster parents and others as well, on how to build relationships. And basically, that's the bottom line here with appreciative advising: is how do you build relationships with our colleagues, with students, as we move forward. And so the 6 phases: disarm, discover, dream, design, deliver, and don't settle. And we take folks through these different phases and teach them skills and questions and different techniques to do this. So for example, disarm is, how do you build a relationship? And right now, of course, this is both in person, but also virtually. And it is certainly very possible to do this in a virtual environment, but it does take some practice. And so these are some of the phases that we go through. Discover then would be looking at how to help young students and youth discover their interests and their passions, and where do they go with those things, and how do we leverage those for their own success. We talk a little bit about their dreams and goals, both short-term and long-term. Then we get into, how do you design a path to get there? And this doesn't always necessarily mean it's a linear process, right? You get into these and things change, goals change, conditions change, resources change, and you've got to circle back around and you change things up. Deliver then means that the students themselves have to have some accountability in this process. So they are following through with these conversations, with these outcomes, with these goals, and working through these. And then, of course, don't settle is raising the bar. What's next? What can we do better? What can we improve on? And where do you want to go from here? And so as you work with our foster youth and homeless, because this is such a positive based relationship building process, it is a very powerful model to work with our students. And of course, what's the outcome? So the real goal here is, how do we transform the views that we have of our world, really, from something that potentially could look something like this to this. And of course, what's the difference with those two things? Well, the difference is that we recognize that there's incredible diversity and individuality that we really need to pay some attention and some time to getting to know. If we are going to do right by our students, we have to know their situations. And so in order to do that, we've got to take some time to ask the right questions and to really listen and to understand. And that's really the core of what we're talking about with appreciative advising. And of course, then where do we go with this? And I think this is incredibly important with the students we're working with, because for so many, for so long, this has really been their view of the world, right? Roadblocks, barriers, things that have just gotten in the way for whatever they're working towards, whatever goals or interests that they have. And through, hopefully, the appreciative advising mindset, through the conversations, through the questions, through those things that we're doing, we can help students realize that, sometimes you just got to walk around the fence, right? Sometimes those things that seem like insurmountable barriers really are not, with the right resources, with the right lens, and with the right attitude. And really, this is what it kind of boils down to. So for us, ultimately, this is where we want to get. And this is really sort of the outcome that we're hoping to achieve, is helping students realize that sometimes when they enter into this conversation, they might have a very vivid picture of what they want to become, in this case the unicorn, but sometimes those expectations don't align with their interests and their strengths and their passions. And through this appreciative process, we can help students realize that becoming the prize winning mayor at the Kentucky Derby is actually a whole lot better, much better outcome than what they were thinking about previously. And so as we wrap up here quickly, really what this boils down to is taking a look at this model, taking a look at this process, and really starting to apply it right now with the students we're working with. There really is no better time to do this. And no matter how bad things seem to be in terms of funding, environment, all of those different things, we've got to learn how to take advantage of the situation right now. And as the quote says here, we need to learn how to dance in the rain. And certainly down here in South Florida, we get a lot of that. And I think this is really critical. This whole process of appreciative advising is actually a certification process. There's a very structured training to take folks through. So if that's something you're interested in doing, please reach out and let me know. My email again is Murray, Murrayj @fau.edu. Thank you.